If you're a Waves plugins user, you probably have heard of their new subscription, Creative Access.
I mean, what is going on over at Waves Plugins?
Yet another company is forcing us into a subscription model.
Can't believe they did it.
You know, they kind of left you out there cold in the desert.
Massive stupid move here, and today we're going to be talking about a massive stupid move by Waves. I know, shocking. I can't believe they would do something dumb.
They did it again.
But wait. I just want to say that I think it might be better than you think it is. And I have bitten the bullet because I wanted to try it out for myself to see if it could be beneficial for someone out there. Is it? Is it not? Let's find out. Okay, so I've been using a lot of these Waves Creative Access plugins on this new song that I have coming out soon called Games. This is one that I've been working on for about 2 years with Hoodie Noir. The version that I have is the ultimate version, over 220 industry-leading plugins. We all know it's basically just the entire library. So you know my usual go-to was CLA Vocals, Greg Wells Voice Centric, the Vocal Rider, CLA 2A compressor. But in this song, I started to use a few different tools. And one of them actually was this Butch Vocals thing, I think it's called. So people were very upset when Waves announced that they were going to subscription only for their plugins. Rightfully so, I was one of them because who wants another subscription platform in a world of subscriptions? We can't stand it. And that's what I think made it stupid to begin with. It was the fact that they were getting rid of buying plugins outright and being able to own them, because in this world, let's be real, everything is subscription. We don't own anything anymore. But since then, Waves has reverted back.
They just backtracked it.
And we now have both subscriptions and perpetual licenses, which I think is what they should have done in the first place. Offer both of them. So obviously, since then, I got really curious myself, since I don't own all of their plugins. And I wanted to see, first of all, what some of these plugins were like, but I didn't want to go out and buy all of them. So I'm like, Creative Access. Yeah, here it is right here. Butch Vig Vocals. Now it looks kind of steampunky, I guess, but this is actually a really, really dope plugin. I never bought it because I always assumed that it was specifically for like rock vocals for some reason. But let me tell you, it's got a whole bunch of different things built into one, which is kind of like CLA Vocals, only I think it's a different flavor of that. So we have saturation, we have different high cuts and low cuts. We have a de-esser in here. I'm not the most technical person in the world, so I go by off of what I can hear. I didn't have this plugin on here originally.
Every time a man come around your way, got me looking out like, who are they? They don't deserve your grace.
So you hear how immediately this particular plugin makes that vocal sound a lot more crispy. The vocal before didn't have as much brightness. That's because I added a lot of the air and the presence into this vocal. So Creative Access has allowed me to try this plugin and a lot of other plugins that I didn't previously know about or even want to think about using, because I have known about this one, but I just, again, thought it was for a different genre of music.
I wish these little boys would know they place. They don't belong here, not a trace. I might have to rearrange his face.
Let's start with the plugins. The way that I personally saw this is this gave me the ability to experiment with different plugins I had never used before. And maybe I could have gotten a free trial, you know, with the perpetual licenses and all those things, but I wanted totally uninhibited access. So for an entire month, I can use all these plugins without having to worry about when the trial is going to expire and things like that. What I personally liked about this is the fact that I could learn about these new plugins, experiment with them, see if they're useful to my workflow that I previously didn't think about trying before because of the fact that they may have cost, you know, money. Imagine you're a kid in a candy store and you have unlimited access to every single bit of candy inside the store. You can try as much as you want. You can eat as much as you want, every single flavor you can get your hands on for an entire month. You don't have any limitations whatsoever. You can just go in and just eat all the candy. This is how I felt essentially having Creative Access, because there are so many Waves plugins. It's one of the biggest libraries of plugins in the world. And so I have always wanted to be able to try these different tools, but I never found the use to buy them. Like sometimes I would, but it would be one plugin here, one plugin there. There would be times where I want to just go down the whole list and see what every single one of these things can do for my music without having to go through the hassle of trial after trial after trial and limitation after limitation. Now, of course, would I feel better if I owned these plugins? Yes. Obviously, I'm the kind of person that likes to own my things. I own my car, I own my phone. Actually, I'm still paying on it, but I still will own it. And let's be real, that's a ridiculous amount of money to spend all at once, and I have zero interest in doing that. Which brings me to my second point, the affordable pricing.
Every woman I know, every woman I know. Oh, hey, oh. Every woman I know. Hey, hey, hey. Ah. Hey, hey, oh.
So the subscription plan is a super cost-effective option for those who want access to their own candy store, essentially. So I could see this being very useful for those who want to have access to a lot of plugins at once, but don't have the money to buy all those plugins at once to own them. What I love about this is I can open up audio units, go to Waves, and then there's just boom, all these plugins that I've never had before. This list used to literally be like as tall as that right there. There's all these, it wouldn't be these plugins, but just as tall as this. Now I have every single one at my fingertips. And it can be overwhelming. I know a lot of these things, I don't even know what they're for, but that's how you learn. That's how I learn, at least. I just select something, or maybe I'll go on the Waves website and I see API 550A. What is that? I have no idea what that is. So let's see what this is. Sweeten your mixes and masters with proportional Q curves. So I think that, yeah, it's an equalizer. It's an EQ. So we have an EQ right here. Now, the next time I go into one of my songs and I want to try something for the first time, I can just open up API 550, start turning knobs, and see what they do. I honestly see Waves Creative Access as an opportunity to learn so much. Not just to have all these plugins and not just to get rid of updates and things like that, but to learn firsthand, because in my opinion, one of the easiest ways and the best ways to learn is to do things yourself. Like Waves plugins are generally inexpensive as it is, you know, 30 bucks, 40 bucks. However, if you're trying to buy a compressor and Waves Tune and a mastering chain and some kind of EQ, you're looking at 150 bucks maybe. And yes, you can own them, but let's say, what if you're a beginner who doesn't have a job or you may not get paid as much? $25 per month, which I know I spend more than that on fast food every month. I probably spend in the hundreds. I'm telling on myself. Yikes. That 25 for that unlimited access to all the plugins is a very great value, I would say, personally. And I also thought of it as an investment, because as someone who's working in the music production field, if I'm mixing and mastering other people's songs, or I'm making beats for other people, and I'm spending $25 a month to have access to all of my tools, I'm gonna make that money back anyway from the different mixing sessions that I do with different artists or the different beats that I'm able to sell anyway. So as long as I'm making those sales, it's not like I'm gonna notice 25 coming out of my account every month. Again, this is not to say that I think subscription is superior to owning. I always will want to own my plugins, but until I get all that money all up front at once to buy all these plugins, I'm not gonna do it. By the way, if you need somebody to mix your song, there's a link in the description to get a mixing quote from myself. Shameless plug. Shameless plug.
Every woman I know. Every woman I know. Wrap it up, put your hands on it, do a dance on it. I just want to put a France on it.
Bonjour. I think I want this to sound kind of like it's coming out of a TV or telephone or something. So let's go ahead, put this on a separate thing. Replace one of these with Waves CLA effects. Yep. Telephone, that's what I'm talking about.
Put a France on it.
That's so sick.
Wanna put your bag into it. I just wanna spend the bag on it. Wrap it up, put your hands on it. Do a dance on it. I just wanna put a France on it. Freak message alert. Yo, ass be putting in work. Do it to me till it hurt. She got me doing the jerk. Let me put it on display, cause you know I'm a flirt. The neighbors lurk, so give it daddy.
It's something that I'm using and investing in to make my craft better and to take it to the next level up. It gives me the time to be able to learn these different tools. Yes, of course, this means I gave them money over time, so I'm probably spending more money overall than I would have if I just bought them outright. But the point is having access right now instead of waiting for me to save money to buy each and every, you know what I mean? What I do want to say though is that every year, if you own Waves plugins, you have to pay for an update cost anyway, which yes, it is very stupid. If you own a lot of Waves plugins, the cost for updating those per year, at least for me, was equal to more than the cost of a yearly subscription for Waves Ultimate. So I thought to myself, if I'm gonna have to pay this $350 every single year anyway for the 9 plugins I own, why not pay $250 every year for the 200 plugins that I can then own? Which brings me to point number 3. The updates and the new releases. Now, Waves is known for regularly updating their plugins pretty much every year and sometimes throughout the year, which is a very good thing in my opinion, because as a Mac user, for instance, when I update to the newest OS, all of my music programs and plugins get broken and they stop working and they get bricked and I can't make any music. Now, luckily, when you subscribe to Waves Creative Access, you're going to get free updates, so you don't have to pay for those annual updates anymore. So it's not like when you buy the plugin, you still have to buy updates. I think that this is indeed good for some people out there, maybe not everybody. I could only wish that Waves was sponsoring me to say this or ask me to make this video, because I have made $300,000 for this company since 2018. And quick quiz, leave in the comments down below. How much money do you think I saw from that 300 grand? You're probably wrong. It's a lot less. With that being said, I am going to indeed leave an affiliate link down below for you to get access to Creative Access. There is a 7-day free trial for you to try it out for yourself, and then after that you can pay the $15 or $25 a month. Yes, when you do sign up using that link, I will get a kickback. Again, it is not a huge kickback, but your boy's trying to diversify his income, okay? I'm trying to make some sales here. I'm trying to get ready for a big move and a big marriage in the next year, but I'm trying to do it in a way that I know I can live with myself. Give it a try, see how you like it. And if you do, here's a video on 4 Waves plugins you can use to make your vocals sound crispy, clean, and professional. I promise it's a good one. Go ahead and give it a click. Otherwise, leave a like on this video if you found it useful. Subscribe, hit that bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay legendary.
Take it to the floor, she jamming on you. Clear the jungle and she looking for the